Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. Homage to Master Dukten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage of the main deity, homage to the main deity of Homa today, the forefather of Tibetan Buddhism, Guru Padmasambhava. Om Hom Yeta Guru Vimalakirti Om Se. Om Hom Yeta Guru Vimalakirti Om Se. Om Hom Yeta Guru Vimalakirti Om Se. Sing. 四摩大正嘎咒度等悉地，all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters. 所有的同门，还有网络上的同门，大家午安，大家好。 Good evening, everyone, all disciples here and over the internet. Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. すごい。一番。 気持ちいい。準備。やび。ブリンブリン。こんにちは。那我们今天修。 Today, we perform the Dharma practice of Guru Padmasambhava. And you all have seen the ritual of their offerings to Grandmaster. Guru Padmasambhava's footprint and handprint and fingerprint and Ishichoga's footprint. And the real donator, the real group or that offered did not want to be mentioned, wanted to remain anonymous. So those who offered Guru Padmasambhava's footprint, handprint, fingerprint, and Ishichoga's footprint were anonymous, and we cannot tell who they are, we cannot tell where they came from. So I cannot tell you. So in sum, Grandmaster now, Grandmaster have Guru Padmasambhava's footprint, handprint, fingerprint, and Ishichoga's footprint. So I cannot say anything. So I cannot say anything.
那不可以讲就算了。
So I'll just let it
不过这
be.
个东西啊，但是祖师流传下来，是很好的东西。
This is a wonderful thing left by the Guru. So we can use them as a memoir and for a source of blessings. In the past, Grandmaster has written about Guru Padmasambhava too, and he brought me to inside a tomb, a graveyard, and bestowed two empowerments upon me. One is the empowerment of Dharma, and the other one is the empowerment of the source of lineage or lineage origin. So I received these two empowerments, and I regard them as the precious lineage. So the precious lineage is considered to be secret, rather secretive, like the great perfection Dharma of Nyingmapa's lineage. Came from the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, who was in Sichuan province. And Master Nona, who went to China to transmit Tantric Buddhism in the Central Kingdom, Central area. And Master Nona and the Venerable Monk Liao Ming were both Guru disciple and friend. So Master Nona transmitted the Dharma to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, and at the same time the Venerable Monk Liao Ming also shared all his Dharma with Master Nona. So they're both teacher-disciple relationship as well as friendship. So from the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, Grandmaster received the lineage of the Nyingmapa, which is the red sect of Tibetan Buddhism. So Grandmaster holds the lineage, the authentic lineage from the Nyingmapa as well as through Master Nona and the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. That's. And personally, I highly revere Guru Padmasambhava. And it's easy for me to transform into Guru Padmasambhava. Every time when I do a Dharma practice, I transform into Guru Padmasambhava. So my body transforms into Guru Padmasambhava. And today, I also received the offering of Guru Padmasambhava's footprint, handprint, and fingerprint, and the Ishichogal's footprint. It's such a rare and meaningful occasion. Now I would like to announce for next Sunday, August 14th, Sunday at 3 p.m. There would be Amoga Pasa Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. Generally, for this Homa, the number of primary supplicants are the most. Every time everyone heard of Amogapasa Homa, they would register themselves for primary supplicants, because the key is in the Amoga, which is non-empty, which means that you would return non-empty from whatever you wish for or ask for. You would definitely get something. That's why the name is Amoga Pasa Avalokiteswara, which means non-empty. Lasso. So if you have attainment in your practice of emptiness, then you don't need to become primary supplicants. But if you still wish for something, you have to become primary supplicants. If you have nothing to ask whatsoever, then you don't need to become primary supplicants. Thank you, everyone. Let me share a joke. Two people have been married for 7 years and they never argued at all. So the reporter interviewed the husband. How did you do it? And the husband replied, my wife came from Shandong province. The first day, she got to our home. Our dog barked at her and she calmly said, one time. 2 days later, the wife was pouring water as the dog was passing by, and the dog barked again, and she calmly said twice. So a few days later, the wife was splitting firewoods next to the dog, and the dog was barking loudly. And she turned around and chopped the dog with her axe. And when the husband saw that, shouted to the wife, are you nuts? And the wife was very calm and told me, one time, once. And from then on, we live happily ever after. You need to think carefully for the second joke. Deep in the night, as a man that's really drunk passed by a woman and point to his head and ask, so how many buns are there on my head? And the woman looked carefully and said, 3. And the man said, oh, thank you. And then as he walked, he said, after hitting 5 more electric poles, then that would be home. Having dinner with the best friend, and the meals were served, but because it was too hot, I didn't have any appetite, so I stopped after taking 2 bites. And my best friend asked me, so what's going on with you? And I smiled and said, are you asking me why I eat so little? And my best friend said, no, I want to ask you, why are you still this heavy, even if you eat so little? There was an elderly man that's sick and needed a surgery, and he's very cowardly, and as being wheeled into the operating room, he asked the doctors and the nurses to take off the mask, but the doctor said it's a rule that we have to wear masks. So the old man said, please don't lie to me. You're scared that I would recognize you if something goes wrong? A man told his friend, Johnny, how come I have chased after you for 3 years and you never agreed, and someone else just courted you for 2 months and you agreed? And Xiaomei asked, you want to know why? And the man replied, sure. And then she said again, but I'm kind of hungry now. And he replied, oh, okay, then I'll wait for you until you have eaten. I'll wait for you. Okay, now we'll talk about the question and answer from Lian Hua Dayan from Malaysia, the same one who asked yesterday. Would like to ask the following questions.
第一个问题
1.
社会上对生活中存有质疑的观感
The society or the secular world views Tribuddha school with skepticism or worse, trying to smear or defame Tribuddha school. What power do you use to counter it?
像我们这个西雅图的藏寺
Like the Seattle Lizang Temple,
西雅图的藏寺
someone said, we don't dare to go to Seattle Lizang Temple.
这是对西雅图的藏寺有质疑
So they have some
有质疑的观感
skepticism,
有的也有破坏也有诽谤 你以什么力量
or trying to smear or trying to defame. How would you handle it?
他问的问题 师尊回答
That's the question that she asked. And Grandmaster's answer
生
is,
活中本来就是一时的现象
Tribuddha school is just a phenomena of a moment. It's empty. And the sentient beings out there are also empty. Since it's a case of emptiness against emptiness, there is no problem whatsoever. There is nothing to handle or to deal with. This is my attitude in facing them. So handling the same as not handling. Not handling the same as handling it. There is no need to deal with it. So doubts or skepticism from outside world or slanders, defamations, they're all unrelated to me, unrelated to the True Buddha school. So they are defaming True Buddha school, not me. Even if they defame Sengyan Lu, it's not me. I'm not Sengyan Lu either. Because Sengyan Lu is just a name, and True Buddha school is just a name. So they reprimand or defame True Buddha school or Sengyan Lu, they're all just names. How do I deal with it? Nothing. Not dealing with it. Second question. There are also other Buddhist spiritual centers or schools. We are one Buddhist family. Yet they are trying to block True Buddha school. What is your earnest advice to them? Do you have any advice to other Buddhist world or other outside True Buddha school? It's the same as question number 1. The reply is the same. No advice. None. Welcome to slander. Welcome to destroy. We don't reject anybody. We guarantee your satisfaction. No need to respond. So, no earnest advice. Same answer as question number 1. So Grandmaster is utilizing the wisdom of true emptiness to deal with these issues. The third question. Do you have any experience about the saying, we came from the same root, so why so rush to get at each other? So everybody is Buddhist, and why are we getting at each other? So does Grandmaster have any experience on this? So I also use the wisdom of true emptiness. It's easy to reply. Is there any symbolism? No. Equality. No competition. Everybody's the same. I don't feel anybody's doing anything to me. No. And I always ignore them. This is whether I encounter them or see them, it's the same as not encountering or seeing them at all. Like, defamations or slanders, we just ignore them. So, in my experience, everybody is equal. Buddhism has 84,000 Dharma doors. Which position does the Buddha school occupy? Let me tell you, what are the 84,000 Dharma doors? There are so many of them, and Grandmaster does not remember them all. I have forgotten everything. So what position to Buddha school is? I've never thought about it. So what position to Buddha school is? I've never thought of it. That's my answer. I don't even know where. I don't even know. So my answer is all Dharma are no Dharma, and all schools are no school. So do you consider yourself as a religious master, a philosopher, an itinerant monk, or others? And you didn't say that Grandmaster is an artist. I paint. I am also a literary, because literary artist, because Grandmaster write books and articles. And Grandmaster also play Tai Chi and some martial arts, sailing, pole exercises, and many others. So, your position is no position. I just go according to the course of nature. Just go with the flow. So I have no positioning or no niche at all. Last question. If you have the chance, whom would you like to have a dialogue with? Let me tell you, I would love to have a dialogue with myself. For everything, you should first ask yourself. So you are having a dialogue with yourself. In the future, before you come to samsara, I was also talking to myself. After I come to the Saha world, I have spoken so many rubbish. And then one day, before I leave, I am all by myself and nobody's accompanying me. And I would be speaking to myself. That's why I think I'm just having a dialogue with myself. I'd rather just have a dialogue with myself. So that's the questions, the answers to the questions provided by Lian Hua Yin. That's all.
记者问一个民众，
The reporter
在
asked
湖边
someone
看到总统、还有院长跟部长，
if by the lake you see the president, the
而你只有一块石头，
executive
会想
judge
这个
and a minister
石头，
drowning in the water,
你会想
and all you have is just one rock.
你想
Whom
砸
would
死，
you throw it
你用
at?
想，那有可能让我碰上这么爽的事情？
Really, I would have such a luck to encounter such an occasion. And the reporter said, but just suppose.
就砸死。
So it's easy. I would smash the head of whomever trying to save them.
这应该不是很好笑。
Doesn't seem to be funny.
这个笑话好像是听过，
I think I've shared this joke,
不过蛮有意思。
but it's quite
爱因斯
meaningful.
坦坐火车，
Einstein was on a train, and the conductor was checking for the tickets. And Einstein just couldn't find his ticket all over. And the conductor said, Professor,
我知道
no need to look for it. I know who you are.
继续往下查，
And then he continued,
下一节车厢，
getting ready to the next train.
在找票，
And yet, when he turned around, he saw Einstein was kneeling on the ground, kept looking for his ticket.
教授，
And the conductor said, Professor, no need. I know you're famous scientist Einstein. I trust that you have bought the ticket.
爱因斯坦
And the conductor was very kind, but Einstein was embarrassed and told the conductor, I have to find the ticket because I forgot where I'm going.
才知道，
And I would remember when I look at my ticket.
他最后的答案是
And the last
历
sentence,
史上最聪明的人
the smartest person in history
会忘东忘西，
is still like this, forgetting
想
things.
开一点，
So just be lighthearted.
不用
Even
叹息。
if you have forgotten something, no need to
老
sigh.
师尊也常常忘掉很多事情，
And Grandmaster too
忘
often
了，
forgets things.
本来这人间呐，忘了就忘了，
And in this human
把
world,
记起来，
if you have forgotten, then just let it be forgotten. No need to remember them. What has passed, let them
就
pass.
忘了。
And if you have forgotten, just let them be forgotten.
每一次，这个我有一些事情想不起来，我就想到狗在叫，
Every time I cannot remember
忘了。
something, I would remember the bark of a dog. In Chinese, it sounds wong, which sounds like forget. 好，今天我们讲这个下一句啊， And that is good. Now we will talk about the next phrase.
而以甘露。就刚刚那个莲花白人问啊，
The Dharma treasure showered nectar everywhere upon all beings,
84000华，
as the most marvelous sound ever heard. So what is this Dharma treasure? It's the 84,000 Dharma doors.
84000华门，
So Buddhism has 84,000 Dharma gates.
那么这8万世间法门是做什么呢？
So what use are these 84,000 Dharma gates? They are especially to cure the 84,000 kinds of illnesses. So the Dharma treasures showered nectar everywhere. So the 84,000 Dharma doors for the ailing sentient beings are like nectar, are likened to a nectar. Because you have 84,000 illnesses, therefore you have 84,000 Dharma gates to cure the illness, and then you would recover. So that's the meaning of the Dharma treasures showered nectar everywhere. Okay, that's the end. You can go now. And it's only 4:57. I can continue a little bit. So these great bodhisattvas embody 84,000 dharmas to liberate and deliver sentient beings. And the sentient beings have 84,000 illnesses, and they can be cured using the 84,000 Dharma gates. Like us, like Grandmaster, in this Saha world, look at the great bodhisattvas. They have many dharma to salvage sentient beings. If you don't have any dharma, how can you save sentient beings? When you encounter someone asking for help and they have difficulties, you need to help resolve them, like problems with romantic love. How did it go? 情为何物？
问什么？问世间情为何？
Ask the world what is love.
叫人生死相许。
That let people forsake their life and death. What the heavens is love. But the sentient beings are sentient beings. Look at those romantic love that has befuddles so many people, like Romeo and Juliet, Liang Sanpo and Zhu Yintai. But Grandmaster is different. How come Grandmaster is different? Remember this word, forget. Give me a cup of forgetfulness water. Water that let you forget. Just forget. When Grandmaster was in the military, in the bathrooms, I often see writings. There are so many flowers everywhere. Why are you so attached to only a single flower? Very clearly. It's lots of writings, and every day you look at them. Why are you so attached to just one flower? After seeing her for so long, Grandmaster, many flowers, but one, I cannot say that. But one good way is forget. Just follow your affinity. And that's Dharma, teaching you not to cling. There are so many men in the world. Why do you just love one? And there's so many women in the world. Why are you so attached to just this one? So you just dwell according to your affinity. When I was little, my girlfriend in kindergarten has the family name Lin, and her name is Yan Yu. So, Lin like a forest. See, I remember her name, but I have forgotten how she looked. That was my girlfriend in the kindergarten. If I'm still attached to just one girl, I would be dead long ago. Right? So to the rather greedy people, the desirous people, we have a dharma called the consort practice for them. That's for people who love sex. But for people who love money, then we have, which many people have, we have the wealth deity dharma. And those who love position and power, authority, I want to become the famous officials or a celebrity, then we have Guru Guli Buddhamata Dharma, the magnetizing Dharma, or Alagaraja Dharma practice. Then you would gain great power. And in Tantrayana, we also have Dorje Shukden. If you practice him, you would gain great power. However, there are also other schools who prohibit the practice of Dorje Shukden. And our Mahabala is right here. If you practice Mahabala Dharma, then you would gain great power. If you love food, delicious food, then you practice the Dharma of the 8 precepts pig. The precept pig. His other name is the attendant who cleanses all the offerings from the table. So we have so many dharma. If you love to eat, then you can practice the attendant who cleanses all the offerings from the table. And many people love to sleep, and you can practice Chen Xi Yi. The practice of Chen Xi Yi, which Grandmaster also knows, that he sleeps for 3,000 years at a time. So he sleeps once, and when he wakes up, 3,000 years have passed. The sage Chen Xi. So there are all kinds of dharma. If you have calamities and you come to Grandmaster, Grandmaster will help practice the purification dharma practice. If you have no money and your career is not going well, you practice the enrichment dharma practices. If you have disasters, you practice the purification, the white deities. If you want to earn a lot of money, you practice the red deities, the red Jambala. If your love life is bad, or if you are not popular, you practice the magnetizing or the love deity. And True Buddhist School has two, Gurukuli Buddha Mother and Ragaraja. By practicing them, you would receive love and respect. If you have enemies and enmities, and your enemy is after you, you practice the Vajra deities or your own protector. So these are all considered 84 Dharma doors. And there are finer details too. So Dharma treasure showered nectar everywhere. So when sentient beings come to Grandmaster, Grandmaster would give them nectar to drink, to give them happiness, to resolve their sufferings, and to do them with joy. And equally, with no discrimination. So loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. And the last one, equanimity, is the most important one, that you treat friends and foes equally. Friends and enemies equally. So we give equally to everyone. No discrimination, because everyone has Buddha nature. They are all equal. And that's Dharma treasure, their Dharma treasure showered nectar everywhere. That's the most important meaning of this phrase. That equanimous and equality toward both friends and enemies. You cannot just help those you like and not help those you dislike. You should not be like that. You should treat them all equally. That's why Grandmaster treats everyone equally. In the past, I remember I've shared this joke that I don't like this person, but you need to watch them carefully. Why? Because the more you see them, the more despicable they become. That's the world. You know, that at a glance you dislike them, but the more you look at them, the more you dislike them. But as spiritual cultivators or great bodhisattvas are not like that. If you feel someone is disagreeable, I really don't like that person. Even when they say, "Hi, Grandmaster," I even feel like that's ill-intentioned. Because I know their background. Even when they say, "Grandmaster, hi, how are you?" I feel like ignore them, but I cannot, because we still respect their Buddha nature. So I still have to be kind and nice to them. You need to change yourselves. So you talk to yourself, you have to change this. Although you don't like this person, but they in the future will also attain Buddhahood. You should respect them. You should not be unfair to them. You should take care of them all the same. If you have a Dharma practice, you still need to teach them. This is a very important point. So I often tell myself, or talk to myself, this is not right. You need to correct this. Although you don't like this person, but you still have to respect them, because they also have Buddha nature. So it's just like how we treat the kids, the children, or the babies, or many animals. During meal, Master Lien Yen saw a little fly walking around near me, and she took a napkin and slapped that little fly. And where did you throw it out? Where did you throw that fly? I let it outside. It did not die.
你把它放生了？
我不是把它放生，是我盖住它的时候，拿它的时候呢是包着，然后呢走到出去门口，它就走了，
它就飞走了。
I took it out, and then when I took it out, it's already gone. Did it fly? No, I didn't see it anymore. So you must pinched it to death.
其实你把它捏它，你不知道吗
？Actually, when you
洋过海来找师尊的
you don't know that they flew across the ocean to especially see Grandmaster that fly.
漂洋过海来找师尊的，你既然把它捏死
And then you kill it. You killed it.
我讲这个也是一个笑话哈。
This is also a
就是我
joke.
心中在念。
Actually, I was chanting inside my
而
heart,
且我帮他超度。
and Bardo delivered it.
我帮他超度，帮他超度。当然，
I Bardo delivered
一
it.
直参与。
Of course, when you're having your meal and there's a little fly flying around, it's also disagreeable. It's despicable, but we should respect it too, because that's still alive.
那张纸下去的，
So when you slapped it using a napkin,
那个 paper 给它压下去的时候，我就
when you pushed it down, I knew that's the end of it.
心理上念着它，
So I
把它念了往生咒。
chanted the deliverance mantra for it.
阿弥陀佛耶多他伽多耶多地耶他，阿弥陀佛比阿弥陀舍当佛比阿弥陀比伽兰德，阿弥陀比伽兰多伽尼弥伽伽那基多伽利所。我就念了往生咒在心里。
So I chanted the deliverance mantra in my heart, and then I chant the Manjushri deliverance mantra.
唵满珠是里， Om Apela Om Kanja Soha.
So I chanted it for it and sent it to heavens. So any beings that come to you must have affinity with you, and with the slap you killed it. But you were not bad, we brought it outside. And it was gone, it did not fly, so it must have dropped on the ground. But I did chant for it. So it could be reborn. But I did not kill it, she did. Master Lian Yin. So, but it's okay after I Bardo delivered it. So equality. So I cannot blame anybody, because anybody that comes to Grandmaster's side must have affinity. You know, if they have no affinity, they would never heard or seen or thought about it before, but since they come, they must have affinity. So I treat everyone equally. I will not blame or have any complaints about anybody. Then you transform your heart and you open wide your heart to become so vast and expansive. That's why sometimes I wrote it in my books and also in this book. I really don't like that person because they've done so many things that are not good. They've done something wrong, but there's nothing can be done because there must be reasons behind them. So you cannot do anything to them. And they say, Grandmaster, hi. And everybody said that. But when that person said it, I felt rejectful and accepting, but I looked inside and felt that perhaps my heart mind is not as expansive. I need to be kind and nice and take care and be compassionate and pitiful toward them. So that's a Dharma treasure everywhere. So what does it mean everywhere? And look at the sun. They would shine upon everyone. They would not skip the person that's bad. They shine upon good person and bad person, as well as the real evil person. So that's called everywhere. So we should train to be like that. The great bodhisattvas showered nectar everywhere. So showers of nectar. It's body. Om Mani Padme Hum.